Hello and welcome everybody to the final and third in the series of the live webinar, how you can overcome the 7 barriers to more love, health, and money based on my best-selling workbook, Supercharge Your Vibe. So we've got Supercharge Your Love Vibe, Supercharge Your Money Vibe, and Supercharge Your Health Vibe. And thank you for making me a 7-time best-selling author on Amazon. Woo! Yay! So today we're going to cover steps 5, 6, and 7. And if you haven't seen the other webinars, no problem. You can go see them at the happywomanacademy.com/vibe replay. And I'm going to be sending out that link to you. And those have the first 4. And we're going to cover the second 3 today, the last 3 today. And I'm going to be going pretty fast because I want to pack a lot into a very short amount of time because most of you are just on your lunch break and taking a quick healing break with me, which I love. So this is definitely for you if you want to overcome some health challenges and feel better, if you want to attract a really wonderful partner into your life, or go deeper and have more happiness and intimacy and trust with the partner you're with. And if you want to learn how to attract more money into your life, this is definitely for you. So if any of those 3 things appeal to you, this whole webinar series is going to cover how to overcome all of those barriers. And the 7 top ways that I've found through my 23-year healing career are the ways that trip most people up. So I'm so happy to share these barriers with you and how to overcome them. And we're just going to jump right in. And I guess I should tell you who I am. I'm Elizabeth Menzel, founder of the Happy Woman Academy, and I've been doing physics-based and science-based energy healing for 23 years. And I've helped thousands of people all around the world. I've lived in a Tibetan monastery. I actually traveled for 10 years training and woke up in 2003. And just really my whole life revolves around healing. And I love and am totally dedicated to helping women easily receive more love, health, and money. Woohoo! So I'm totally just going forward with this because I don't even have my printout with my notes or anything. So I'm just going to do this 90% from memory. And I'm in menopause, so that's very tricky. So the number 5, the 5th barrier to overcoming love, health, and money is lack of appreciation. And the way this manifests is when you're paying more attention to what's going wrong than what's going right. And we do this so often that it becomes a massive barrier to the love, health, and money we want. So the way this happens is when you're not giving gratitude and showing thanks for everything that is actually going right. So a lot of people, it's really easy to sort of blame your body for being sick or for not looking the way you want it to. But the opposite side of that and the way to heal that is to give thanks for the thousands of processes going right in your body right now. So much is happening right now to make you healthy that you're not giving thanks for. And what you focus on grows. What you focus on magnifies. So you want to magnify the health. You want to magnify how great your body is doing in so many ways to produce more health in the cells. And in the bibliography of the book, I have all the scientific data that backs this up. That your thoughts have now been proven to actually affect and cause healthy change in your DNA and in your cell structure. That is amazing that that has finally been proven. So really use that to your advantage. Of course, they started gardening outside, so I hope you can hear me. Hold up. In or out? All right. Sorry about that. And I notice how this manifests all the time with people, that the more thankful they are, the more it gets better in their life. I've noticed this in my own relationship. There's something that about my boyfriend I don't like, but there's millions of things I do like about him. So I kept focusing on the things I liked about him, and I actually kept telling him and envisioning in my own mind that this thing I didn't like about him was changing and was getting better and was improving. And I really leaned into that in December. And lo and behold, I just kept giving gratitude for that. Like, oh, I'm so thankful that he's learning more in this way. I'm so thankful he's growing in this way, even though it wasn't happening at that time. And it started to shift and change, right? And he's progressively gotten better and better and better in that way, just by giving gratitude, just by opening my heart to even more love and healing with him. So the other thing that, I'm sorry, I just want to look at something. Oh, right. So another thing that we do is we really complain, obviously, about money. And this has come up a lot. Oh my gosh. Sorry, dogs. Oh my gosh. Go. Go.
He wants to be a part of it. He wants to be a part of the discussion.
Oh my goodness. One of the many reasons I have no pets or children. Okay. Yes. So in the last week, so many people I've met who are really suffering with money issues. And I noticed that a lot about what they talk about is everything that's going wrong and not giving thanks again for the things going right. So a practice I started when I was 16, when I knew nothing about healing and nothing about gratitude practices, was when I was all living on my own already at 16 years old. And what happened was the bills would come in, and I was so grateful that I had enough money to cover the bills and pay the rent that I automatically went into this mode of writing the checks immediately. I wouldn't even let the bills out of my hand until I wrote the check, put it in the envelope, stamped the envelope, put it back in the mailbox. And I just felt overwhelming gratitude that I could cook my food, that I could turn the lights on, that I could take a shower, that I had a roof over my head, that it never bugged me. And I never felt bad for myself about paying bills, which is something everyone complains about. So be grateful for all of the things that you can buy with money, and that welcomes more money into your life. And something that I've noticed that's been happening with me a lot lately is money's coming to me in very peculiar ways that I could never imagine, and very large sums of money. And I had no idea that just opening up my channels to receiving more money, let this money come to me in really magical ways. In fact, just before I jumped on this webinar with you, someone contacted me. I wanted to go to a conference. It was $1,500 a ticket. I didn't really want to shell out $1,500 plus hotel plus airfare. Someone just contacted me and offered me a ticket for $500. So there's just so many ways that prosperity can come to you when you really show gratitude. So let's go on to number 6, which is delaying feeling happy until you already have the love, health, and money you want. So you actually keep yourself from feeling good until you have the man, the perfect body, all of the money or the perfect career, right? And that is the opposite way of how the universe works. You're feeling great is the beacon you're sending out. You're feeling like, I already have this. I've already got it. And celebrating that emotional energy is what sends out the message to the universe of what it is you want to receive. You're actually getting clear and telling the universe, this is what I want, right? And we do that with our vibrational frequency. It's why I called the books Supercharge Your Vibe, right? Everything in the world is made of energy, including you, including this chair I'm sitting on, right? Including all the plants. Everything's made of plasma, light, subatomic particles. And that is how the universe communicates with each other, is all the particles in this, all the energy particles in the universe communicate through this vibrational frequency, right? So when you are very clear about what you don't want, and you just keep talking about it, and you keep sending out this message of how bad things are going, and how lousy your relationship is, and how much you hate your body, and how poor you are, that's what you get back from the universe. But when you send out the vibrational frequency of what you do want, how you do want to feel, that's what you start to get back from the universe. And I want to get really specific about this because that can sound pretty hokey and weird, but again, it's backed by science. It's all in my book. And I want to tell you just how I've used this. I was in a really abusive marriage. Things were going really bad for me. And I finally got out of that, and I started imagining what it might feel like to have a healthy, loving partner that was really into me and loved me for how I am and loved my quirks and my weirdness. And I just kept feeling that every morning and every night before I got out of bed and when I went to bed. And I did that for 2 years. Now, during that 2 years, it could seem like, oh, this isn't working because it didn't manifest in the physical world for 2 years. But in my emotional world and in my body and being, I was radiating like a woman in love. My friends and coworkers kept asking me if I was in love, and I kept saying, yes, I just haven't met him yet. So I was just sending out this incredible frequency. And then I made lists. I did all these really specific things. I got in alignment with what was going to be best for me. And that's how my awesome man that I've now been with for 8 years came to me, right? So we're really talking about receiving and attracting, which I've covered in the other webinars, and really sort of opening up all those floodgates so that you get what you want. And that works through harmonic induction, which is a technical term of radiating at the frequency that you want to attract to you. You become a magnet. So you want to become a magnet for the love, health, and money you want. I'm zooming through very fast to stay on track with y'all and give you lots of time for healing. I'd love to talk to you about another money manifestation that was really incredible. I signed up for a course with my mentor that was many thousands of dollars and wasn't sure how I was going to pay for it because my money was already accounted for. And I just kept saying to myself, it's going to show up somehow. And I surrendered to it. And I really didn't know. And I was willing to have credit card debt, which I run a debt-free life. But I was like, okay, I'm willing to even take on the credit card debt. That's how important this training is to me and this new certification is to me. So I did it. I signed up, forked over all this money, put a huge chunk on my credit card. And 2 weeks later, somebody came to me out of the blue and offered me the exact amount to help them do healing body work with their mother for a year. I never expected that. I never knew anything like that would happen. It just showed up because I stayed in such perfect, and that's going to take us into another number 7. I stayed in such perfect alignment with my highest good and what was best for me. And that's what I focused on instead of focusing on not having the money. See the difference? So barrier number 7 is being uncentered and out of alignment with your highest good. So the antidote is being centered and aligned, right? So centered into that fantastic, magical, amazing energy that makes you, and focused on what is best for me is what I want to happen. Not what my ego wants, not what society says I should do or have or be, but really what is best for me, to transcend beyond what people call the ego, to transcend beyond your little thoughts or your fears or your mind and say, bring me the best. I'm going to align with my best intention and the highest good for me, right? And that requires a lot of trust, a lot of letting go of how things are that you think they should happen, right? Most people would take a leap like that and just sort of settle that they're going to be paying off their credit card every month for a year and incur that debt, right? I opened that door, but I stayed in alignment with, I don't know how this is going to go down, but it's going to be in the best way possible for me, right? So you really want to stay centered, strong in yourself. Otherwise, it's very difficult to make decisions that are actually healthy and positive for you. It's really hard to make decisions about your health if you are not centered and connected to your body. It's really hard for you to make decisions about finances if you're not connected to that very strong infinite energy that made you. I say that money is finite energy, and what's stronger than that is the infinite energy you're made of. So you want to align with that infinite energy and just let money be a tool for how you get things done in the universe. In the world. My teacher calls money units of transformation. And I love that, especially as people in the healing arts. We spend most of our money on our healing, right? So you don't have to wait. Oh, I think that was part of the last one. That's okay. You don't have to wait to feel great. That's what's so important. Let yourself feel it now. Feel that great feeling you want with your partner, that great feeling you want from being healthy, that wonderful feeling you want by having your finances in order. Feel that now, radiate at that frequency, okay? So I kind of mixed, I did a mashup of 6 and 7, sorry. So really what we've got is showing gratitude, giving gratitude is the antidote for number 5. Letting yourself feel it now. Don't wait to feel great. Feel it now. Feel all the things you want now. And I'm going to say sometimes that's really hard. When you don't know what a healthy, great romantic relationship feels like, it's really hard to imagine what it feels like. So you've got to give yourself the time and space to let your imagination run wild, right? You might need a different doorway. You might need to sort of step into it a little bit at a time and just think about having a nice dinner with that guy or cuddling up on the couch. Just start in any little way you can, right? Something I'm still working on. I'm very transparent. Everyone that works with me knows I don't put myself above. We're all equals, right? So there's always something I'm working on too. So for me with finances, the energy frequency of stability is what I'm working on now, right? I usually get these big magical chunks of money, and then like money trickles in a little bit here and there, and then big chunks and trickles in, right? So I'm working on making it more stable and more reliable and more dependable. But I was brought up in a really traumatic, I was very neglected growing up, so I don't know what stability feels like. Right? So that's a tough energy frequency for me. So what I do is I just imagine. And let me tell you something. When I just sit and imagine what stability might feel like, I can feel my whole spine strengthen and straighten every time I do that, right? I used to get these debilitating headaches because my neck would go out. And a friend of mine taught me she taught me a really great technique to ask the pain what it needs from you. And what mine needed was the energy frequency of support. I didn't know what support felt like. I was a lone wolf. So I just had to imagine what support feels like, right? So for 35 years, my neck went out and I'd get debilitating headaches. Hasn't happened in 15 years because now I know how to feel supported. And I teach women how to receive support, right? My greatest weakness became one of my greatest strengths. And I still learn more and more how to do that, right? We're always learning and growing. So those are how to overcome the 7 barriers. Please watch the other 3 videos. And we have the other 2 videos, there's 3 in total. You'll get a link for that. And we have a saying in the Happy Woman Academy, if you were meant to go it alone, there would only be one person walking the planet. So please always get support and help. It's really fun to do these books with a good friend and share it with her, and you become accountability partners and you go through the steps together. If you'd like to go through the steps with my help and some other really powerful, amazing women, our virtual program starts next Monday, which I just woke up this morning realizing, oh my God, it starts in a week. How awesome. So that starts next Monday, July 25th. And it's 6 calls, and I've actually added in 2 bonus calls. So it's going to be almost 2 months of healing every week. Really, really amazing. And right now I have early bird tickets on special for that, and I'm offering 10, and 3 of them already went. So there's 7 left. And I like to work in small groups so everyone can get personalized attention. That feels really important when you're doing such deep healing work. And we're really going to go into what's behind each one of these issues in your energy field so you can actually heal it and move forward in a very big positive way. So if you're interested in that, you can go to the happywomanacademy.com/vibe program. I will email you a link for that. So right now I want to open it up, and anyone who has a specific question, especially as it pertains to love, health, and money, and as it pertains to gratitude, getting into centered alignment, and not waiting, but feeling great now, please feel free to ask. Unmute yourself. I don't have anyone muted on this end, so go for it. And if you don't want to speak up because you don't want to be, you want to keep it anonymous, I mean, I totally understand that. That's fine too. And I can just actually tune in to your energy frequency and do healing with the whole group anyway. And even if you're watching this on recording, you will still definitely get the benefit of this. I've been doing, well, I've been certified in remote healings for 16 years, but I started doing them in '94. So please open yourself to receive, which is really simple. All you have to do is decide you're going to receive. And I'm going to tune into the group. Give me a moment. All right, so the first thing I see that comes up is love and some heartache, and I see it in a very specific area. When I'm working in groups, sometimes I don't know if I'm tuning into one person. Usually what happens is everyone's energy converges in a center of a circle that I see, and the top issue sort of rises. A lot of you have been in circles with me already, and you've watched how this happens. So what I'm seeing is a very particular heartache. It might have been a betrayal or a breakup, or maybe someone's grieving a loss. So I want to just be with that energy and let it inform me. Wow. And you know what I'm actually seeing for this? This is very simple but very powerful, is to be really tender with yourself and to forgive yourself. That needs to happen before you can forgive anyone else. And often we try to force ourselves, you know, we're such loving, giving women, and we try to force ourselves to forgive the other person because we're trying to be so loving and good. You can't force forgiveness, but you can have a very strong intention for forgiveness. And forgiveness always starts at home. So to this person, or to everyone, just repeat after me. I forgive myself. It's very, very powerful to forgive yourself. Actually, oh my God, in the books, oh, there they are. Supercharge Your Health, Love, and Money Vibe. Each one contains the formula for forgiveness. That is, I can't express how powerful forgiveness can be. But again, it can't be forced. And actually something we go into in the course is the 4 main ways that energy flows. And when you become aware of how the energy is flowing between you and another person in these 4 main ways, you can become really aware of it very quickly and know what to do very quickly in communication and in relationship with other people. So if you're trying to force something, it often pushes the thing away that you want. So if you're really pushing, is one of the ways energy flows. So if you're really pushing at something, if you've ever been in a pool or the ocean and you jump at a beach ball, it goes farther away from you and you can't grab it. Works the same way in physics. Sometimes if you force energy, it pushes away the thing you're trying to bring to you. So when we're working with receiving, and I love helping women learn how to receive because we're all such givers, you really want to just allow things to come to you. And if, like me, you've suffered a lot of trauma or abuse, allowing things to come to you can feel really terrifying and scary, because what came to you in the past wasn't safe for you, right? So something really easy that you can do is make a little screen by putting your fingers together like that. When you want to receive, but you want it to be safe, you can make a filter, and you can put that filter over your heart when you're doing some meditation, and just breathe. Breathe in and out that filter. Your heart center is right in the middle. And you can just imagine that this filter is there so that only safe, healthy love comes to you, right? So that's a really simple energy healing trick that helped me in the past when I couldn't discern what was healthy love and what was unhealthy love for me. So, gosh, there's so many ways to work with heartache, but really what's coming up is forgiveness on this one. Oh, I'm going to look at something else, because something else just came up energetically with you guys. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that someone has a really big decision to make, and they're confused, they're conflicted because of the choices. Yeah, okay, I see how that's playing out. I'm looking at a third energy center, which is at your solar plexus, and that's where your mental energy lives. So, right, I'm seeing the conflict. Okay, I'm going to ask this for the wisdom for you. If you notice, I work very differently than a lot of other healers. I actually ask for the wisdom to come from you. And then I speak it out loud, because it's hidden to you. It's in your unconscious, right? So I ask it to come from you, and then I speak it back to you. So I'm hearing a couple things. One is a funny saying, which is, when you're choosing between the lesser of two evils, you're still choosing evil. So keep that in mind, that there might be another option out there that you haven't thought of yet, or that hasn't even come to you yet. So I'd say on this particular decision, please align with your highest good, meaning open up to a different thing happening than these choices that you don't actually really want to choose between. I think there's either a refinement of one of them, or there's something totally new coming to you. So be willing for the best choice to appear. Right? And you can really set your intention clearly. When I'm in this situation of having to make a decision, I get very blank. I get very empty, right? Because you can be just torn apart by what's going on in your mind. But you want to drop down to wisdom. Wisdom lives way down in your hips. You know, you want to get rid of all that noise in your mind, but you can't get rid of it. So you got to go to another place in your being. You have to go to your wisdom. So you got to breathe very deeply, breathe all the way into your hips, and then just make an invitation. The best thing for me happens to me. I know the best choice for me, and I make it. So keep affirming that. Remember, always give attention and energy to what you do want, right? If you're giving energy and attention to conflict, you get more conflict. If you give energy and attention to worry and fear, you get more worry and fear. So you give attention to what you do want. The perfect solution comes to me right on time. That feels like the right words for you. The perfect decision comes to me right on time. And sometimes it's right up to the last second, and you're in the meeting or you're in the thing, and you open your mouth and something amazing comes out that you hadn't even thought of, because it's coming straight from your wisdom, and it's not getting all mucked up in the fears in your mind. So I hope that helps you to make a decision that's really in alignment with your highest good, and is going to bring you something even better than those choices that are giving you conflict. Oh, so our time is up together. Thank you so much for spending your lunch break with me. I really appreciate it. I love getting to meet you and meet new people. please feel free to check out the site, thehappywomanacademy.com/vibe program. And like I said, there's 6 or 7 spaces left at the early bird special price. So I hope you get in on that, because we are going to dive deep, ladies. And with that, just know that come not 1 but 2 free tickets to my live event, where we're going to be doing training from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on September 30th and October 1st. And a very special private circle is going to happen with that as well. I wish you all the most love, health, and money. And I will see you very, very soon. Mwah. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hi.
Bye.